Action. All right, welcome back to the Chemical Man podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Today I want to talk about union versus non-union. I know, sore subject for some people, but hear me out. So I'll give you some benefits from from both places. Okay, so I've worked both. I've worked non-union and I've worked union, and right now I'm kind of happy being in the union plant versus non-union. And I say that because when I feel, this is a weird subject. Everybody's got their own opinion of union versus non-union. Yeah, I get it. In the union, the lazy people are protected. They're the ones that don't get fired versus the good workers, and the good workers don't, get to see moving up and stuff like that. But I've seen both. So what I like about the union is that every 4 maybe 5 years we go back and do a contract. We renegotiate the contract, and we do that. What I like about that is when we're renegotiating the contract, we're also renegotiating money. We're also renegotiating raises on that. And so if you can negotiate a raise, may not be the best one, but it's a raise. If you can negotiate that, you're guaranteed a raise every single year for that contract. I think that's a plus. There are times I've worked in non-union plants where not everybody's made the same amount of money. Granted, some people work harder than others. I get that, so they might deserve a little bit more. But where I worked in one time where they all sat around a table and they just said, okay, well, do you like Chris? No, I don't really like him. Well, do you like him? Yeah, he's okay. All right, we're going to give him a 10-cent raise. Well, do you like so-and-so? Yeah, I like him a lot. He's okay, we're going to give him a 50-cent raise, I don't really agree with that. I kind of like that in the union, everybody makes the same amount of money. Yes, with the union versus non-union, you're going to have some lazy people. It goes both ways on there. I like knowing that they can't come in there and just immediately fire you and tell you to go out the gate. At least the union can back you up. They can do an investigation of why they want to do that. And then they can fight for your job. I mean, I will tell you firsthand, I've had that. I've been walked out of the gate twice. It wasn't my fault. The leader just didn't like me. To each his own, I got to come back with my pay. I got no letters, no discipline or anything. They were in the wrong. One of the leaders later got fired several years later. She was in the wrong. The other one was in the wrong too. Didn't do any investigation. Just went with hearsay. Like, if that's what they say, then I'm going with it. My union stepped in. My union did an investigation, find out that it wasn't right. Everything that was said was wrong. So I got to come back to work and been working ever since. I'll tell you another thing about the union. I was locked out in 2019. We were locked out of our plant. Now, some people don't know the difference between a strike and a lockout. Strike, if you're in the union and you want to go on strike, you have to go to the union hall and you have to do a strike vote. That means everybody that's in that union agrees, or 51% of people in the union agree to go on strike. Okay. Once you go on strike, then you walk out, and then you negotiate the contract and go from there. The problem with that is that when you go on strike, people can still cross the strike line. So say somebody that might have voted for a strike, and next thing you know, they're kind of hurting for money within a week. Well, they got bills to pay, they got to do the stuff. They might cross the strike line. When they cross that line, they're going to go work. They're going to make money, but that just dwindles your numbers down. So if you go on strike, you're going on strike for a certain reason because you're trying to fight something in that contract. And if more people start crossing that line, well, that doesn't help. That you're not strong. You're not in there together. You're just going to end up just getting whatever the company gives you because you don't have the numbers anymore to get what you want. And yes, I know you're there to make money. You're not there to make friends. You're there to do what you need to do and go. I get that. But at the same time, you're out there a long time. Most of those people become your family because you see them more than your family. So you want to make sure you still have good relationships. 12 hours is a long time to work with people that don't want to talk to you. And if you go on a strike and you cross that line and you come back to work, you will not get. I'll tell you right now, I'm a union guy and I will not talk to you. I just be like, nope, no, sorry, man, but no, I understand you had to do what you got to do, but no, you're on your own on that one. I hung it out. Now, a lockout is something that I like better than a strike, because a lockout, they lock everybody out. If you're not in the union, you get locked out. If you're in the union, you get locked out. So nobody can cross a line on that one. So I think that's better if you're going to have something. And I got locked out in 2019. We tried to negotiate. It's just the company came down and said, if you don't sign this last agreement, the contract, we're going to lock you out. Well, we told them we're not going to sign it, so they locked us out. So, and let me tell you, man, if you got child support being taken out of your check and you're on unemployment, keep paying it. I don't care if you only get $100-something a week, just keep paying it, because I can guarantee you right now you'll be way ahead when it happens. Take it from me. But I also liked it because when we got locked out, the union really stepped up and helped us. Yes, we lost benefits from being locked out, but we immediately went on insurance with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So if you had to go to the doctor, you just go to the emergency room, and everything was 100% covered. If you broke your ankle or your kid broke your ankle, you go to the emergency room, 100% covered. That was nice. They also helped us. They also set up a pantry for us. So every day we could come up and people donated stuff to help us out. Man, we had a full pantry, a big old room. I'm talking you can get food, diapers, deodorant, whatever you need for your house. It was there every day. Every day. The union stepped in, and every week they helped us pay our bills. So the whole time we're locked out, they gave us a certain amount each week, and you come up there and you have a bill. I didn't really have a lot of bills, so I never really used them for that, Some people did, like, bring me your car note, bring me your house note, bring me your electricity. We'll put it towards that, and that helps out a lot of people, man. If you're the sole provider for that, that helps out a lot, especially if you have kids. You were able to get diapers, you were able to get formula, you were able to get everything you need up there. As long as you went and walked the picket line, then you were good to get whatever you needed. And after going through something like that, I feel stronger and I feel better being in the union on that, because they stepped in and helped us. And, I don't wish that upon anybody. I think Exxon went through that. I know Shell did the strike years ago on there. A strike's different than a lockout. I feel like it's better to be locked out, because then nobody can cross, and it's only on the management people that can work the jobs. And after almost 8 weeks, they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time on there too. But in the meantime too, when you're locked out on there, you're also still negotiating your contract. So your union people are negotiating the contract while you're locked out. So they're talking to you and they're trying to get a better contract for you on there. Now, I know when we first got bought out a long time ago, our contract was horrible. We didn't get a raise for 4 years. And so you think about that. You think not getting a single raise for 4 years. That's a lot of money not in your 401k. That's a lot of money not towards whatever else you can put. That's a lot of money that you're losing on that table for 4 years on there with no raise. So, and getting back to like the non-union. The non-unions, all the ones I worked at were they had a lot of family members that worked there. Nothing wrong with that, but like if your uncle or you're a long lost dad you haven't seen in 20 years is your boss or you're way up in there, your boss, you're going to get a little better raise probably versus the next guy. So it helps you out. But the one that's really pulling his weight may not get a good raise, and that's not fair to him. That's not fair to the guy that's doing a lot of work versus someone that just kind of half-assed does it, and that's not fair to that too. Like I said, there's always a big debate between union and non-union. Everybody's got what they like, what they don't like on there, and that's respectful. It's you have your own opinions, and that's respectful. You should let people have their own opinions. You shouldn't be like, no, it should be this. It shouldn't be that way. If some people like union, Like me, I'm great for that. I think it helps out. If some people like non-union, well, that's good too. There's no reason. It's the variety of spice of life. Everybody's going to like something different, and if they feel like they get more done and have a better relationship over at the non-union plant versus union, there's nothing wrong with that. That you can still be friends and you can still talk about that. I do know some of the non-union plants probably get paid a little more than the union, just depending on where you're at. I do know that on there. I don't know as far as like benefits, as far as some of the other plans, but everybody's different where you work in there. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're out there looking and you're looking for jobs, do you look for I only want non-union jobs versus union jobs? Do you look for everything and just deal with it when you go? Now, I will tell you this: if you work at a non-union plant, you do not have to contribute to the union. You can be a non-union member. I don't really recommend that. I mean, if you're in a union plant, I kind of recommend paying union dues. One, you get a lot more information because when you're a non-member, you don't really get as much information because you don't get to go to the union hall and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, being in a union plant, man, if you hashed it out at work, you would stop, you would take it down to the union hall, y'all would do whatever you need to do. There's been fist fights down at the union hall, and then after that, man, they cracked open a beer. They got whatever they need to get off their chest. They're back to being like best friends on that stuff, and they hashed it at the union hall versus hashing it at the plant, and you know what? It worked. If you had a problem with one of your supervisors or you had a problem with the unit, you take it down to the union hall. I have a problem. Can y'all help me out? The union will get together. They'll be able to talk about it. They'll be able to file a grievance if they think it needs to be filed a grievance, or they'll fight for you. They really will fight for you on there. Now, but I've also seen the non-union people are people not paying the dues at the union plants not really get. They don't really fight for them as much, but they still fight for them on there. But yeah, so just pay attention when you're applying for jobs, and do your due diligence, do your investigation, see if it's a union or a non-union plant, and you make the decision if you want to go there, and that's just really up to you. I can't say too many bad things after being in the lockout. I feel more strong in the union now than we did. We have a lot more people in the union on that. We fought to get some really good things on there. So you take that with however you want to take it. And everybody's different on there, on that too. But yeah, talk about it. Leave a discussion down below. I'd love to hear what y'all's side is on there. Keep it friendly. I like that. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think down there. And again, everybody be safe. And if you have any more questions, just like I said, I have a Facebook page now. It's a Chemical Man Podcast Uncensored. You can go in there. You can ask any questions you want. You won't get erased. If you want to go as anonymous, go as anonymous. The questions will get answered. I want it open to anybody and everybody to ask anything they want. If you want to ask about money, ask about money. If you want to ask about silly little things like, hey, I got 4 baby mamas, and how can I get each kid on insurance? Ask away. Somebody in there will probably be able to answer you and be able to tell you exactly how to go down and get all your kids off your baby mamas and get on the insurance. So you can do what you want on that. But yeah, union versus non-union, great discussion. Love to hear it on there. I've given my 2 cents on why I like it on there too. And again, everybody have a good day. Everybody be safe out there. And till the next time, peace out.